If there is one series of games that I absolutely love, it's the Tales of series. And because there's a new Tales of game coming out, I thought I'd do a quick video about the things I personally enjoy about the games themselves. For those of you who don't know, the main series of Tales games are RPGs, which are role-playing games. You play as a main protagonist, venture through the world and the story, yada yada yada, beat bosses and enemies, and have a good time checking out side quests and just general exploring. Now, usually each new Tales game has kind of like a different battle system that's either an upgrade of like a previous version, or it's just an entirely new battle system altogether. It's a bit hard to adjust to it at first, especially if you've overplayed a previous Tales game, but to me that's just part of what makes the new game like that much more fun. Now, the upgraded battle systems are kind of cool to see because like it's like the old one, but it's like they took all of the good things, all of the good points that they had in the first battle system, and just like added to it so that you can just enjoy how it fights and the pace of the battle, and making it like more realistic in a sense. Now, the overworlds of the Tales games are all pretty similar to like how most RPGs are. I mean, why would you try and change something that's like clearly working? I mean, if all the other ones are doing it and it does well for them, there's no reason why you shouldn't too. Now, your character runs around in a 3D world, and you enter dungeons, you can run into enemies for battles, and you also have to find your save points. There's no stopping in the middle of the field, except for some games, which you can. But in order to record your progress, and in case you just so happen to mess up, it's good for you to be able to find those places so that you don't have to restart. That's always the worst. Now, each and every Tales game, at least for the most part, is pretty different as far as the story, the characters involved, and the gameplay that they may have go. And playing one doesn't really give you the experience of playing them all. Heck, even beating a Tales game once through doesn't necessarily give you everything you could out of it. So because of this, like some of the good RPGs that are out there, they added in a new game plus feature to their Tales games that like help you enjoy playing the game another time through. For Tales games specifically though, basically anytime you fight, you get graded on how well you did, and you gain these points that are literally called grade. It pops up in the top of your screen, and it gives you a little number. Your grade is then accumulated throughout the game, and at the end of the game, you can spend it on new features for the new game plus that you're about to play. So it does things like keep titles that you've acquired, or it can increase the amount of experience you earn by 2 times the amount, or if you have enough grades, you can even get the 10 times experience, which like makes fighting enemies and bosses just laughable because you're just 10 times more overpowered than you were the first time you played through it. So it adds like a layer of humor for refighting those bosses that you used to hate, because you can just be like, yeah, how does it feel to get beat down? Anyways, continuing on, other options allow you to keep all of the money you earned in the last game, and there's even usually an option that will allow you to gain extra grade in your battles for the new playthrough, making it so that when you finish, you'll definitely be able to get that 10 times experience and just womp on all the bosses you faced before. Now, to me, this is an absolutely amazing way to go about allowing players to replay a game, because it like makes it that much easier to get through it. Not to mention the added enjoyment factor of playing through the game and being able to get to the story and cutscenes a lot faster than you were before. Now you're no longer worrying about the little things like grinding for levels or finding that one side quest that gave you a certain title just so you can change how your character looks because he looks awesome in his swimsuit costume. That's in Tales of Symphonia. There's a quest and you can get swimsuits for your characters. Some of the girls. Not a bad idea. Now, the only real downside is that the grade options don't really help you figure out how to get through any of the puzzles that the game might happen to have. So that's something you'll have to solely deal with on your own volition. Or, if y'all just want to look it up on YouTube, or perhaps even on GameFAQs, no one's gotta know. It'll be our little secret. Now, in hindsight, there really is so much more I could go on about when it comes to Tale games, but for now, I'll leave it at just that. Now, if you think you'd be interested in trying out a Tales game for yourself, and you just so happen to be an owner of a PlayStation 4, I suggest you head on over to the Sony PlayStation Store and try out the Tales of Berseria demo that's out right now. It's a good way to get a nice feel for like a Tales game, and it'll also give you plenty of time to think it over before the game comes out on the 24th of January. For those of you who don't happen to own a PlayStation 4, my condolences. But if you keep an eye out on my channel, I plan to play the Tales game and enjoy everything it has to offer as soon as it drops in stores. So be on the lookout for that. Until then, I'll see you guys next time.